I did that too early. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I wish I could, but let me see if I can do it again. But thank y'all for listening to another episode of What Was Said podcast. This is me, your boy, Vontae, formerly known as What Was Said or Big Mouth Said Too Much, whichever you remember the most and whichever you remember, whatever flows off the tongue the fastest. I gotta learn how to say that slowly, but not fast, okay? Because I'm stuttering. And what else? Yeah, and y'all, like I said, y'all know Miss Vontae. Y'all ain't gonna tell y'all my first name because y'all don't need to know it. Because I get tired of correcting people. But I want y'all to do me one favor. It is free. It is easy. Like, share, subscribe with your mama, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your grandmother. Even share with the ghosts and goblins that's about to be hopping around in this Halloween, okay? Like, share with any and everybody. Share with the roaches that's in your wall. Share with the bed bugs that's in your sheets. Let me stop, because I hope you don't have them, because I would hate for you to have them. Like, those are unwanted guests that you want to pay the rent. Because if you're going to stay there and creep around at night, you're going to pay some bills. You ain't going to just sit in my house and just scurry along the way and eat crumbs and shit. And I won't go cuss. But, yeah, I ain't going to do that. You got to pay where you stay and pay where you lay. And I normally start off with this podcast with random question for myself, but sometimes I come up with them, sometimes I don't. But since it's just me, you already know that this podcast is not going to be long because I got to jet and go somewhere too. So I know I ain't going to keep you long just as well as I know I can't keep you long. I might can, I might can't. But if you still here, still listen to other podcasts of mine that you probably have but haven't listened to. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it again. Okay? Because it just get better and better. But an update on me, a little mental health check. I am doing on a scale to 1 to 5, and 5 being like worst and number 1 being the best. I feel like I'm at a 4. Every day I wake up, I'm at a 4. Like, no, I said 3. I'm in the middle. Something can tick me off and push me to a 4. I will never be a 5 because 5 is crash out status. And I ain't there. I don't want to be there, and I don't want to get there because the way this world is going, everybody's is 2.5 seconds away from crashing out. Like, we don't know what is going to be the tip of the iceberg for us to get us to that limit because we already facing a whole lot of stuff in our own personal life, which I just don't understand why people just don't mind their business. Like, just mind yours and worry about what gets you up in the morning and gets you out of bed to go to work and do the job that you do. Just do your job and be the best at what you do. Don't go above, don't go below. Just go to the medium for your job. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to say this again, and I said it in my previous podcast, and I'm going to say it in every podcast. Do these jobs like they do you. Because you are, what? Replaceable. The same way they hired you, the same way they gonna fire you. So why are you putting in all this work? But I'm gonna get back on that subject a little later. That's why I said that. But the mental health check on me, like I said, I'm at a 3 right now. Like, I will get better once I find me a permanent job. Like, once I do that, I'll be fine. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to my job because I just said on my podcast that I had a job previously. And now here it is, I don't. What the world? But I feel like I'm being like, and I didn't elaborate on my rent situation, but I'm going to just elaborate on it a little bit more because in my heart, this is how I felt. I felt like I was being used in my rent situation. Like, I really felt like the dynamic was a used situation because I didn't gain anything from it. Even though certain situations was out of my control. Things that I couldn't control is me getting fired from a job. I can control that. Only thing I can control is finding another job and letting my roommate know, okay, hey, this is what's going on my end. Even though I made sure that we stay up to date on everything. I was rudely interrupted. But I was talking about my rent situation. And I was just saying how I felt used in the dynamic. Because I just felt like, okay, if you're going to be in this situation, you got to inform your roommate, hey, what you got going on, so therefore they can be aware of what's going on in their end, how they can maneuver in this situation. If they need to apply more pressure and put more money down, we need to know that, because who wants to be left in the blind side on it and don't know what's going on, and you stuck in this situation? Because it's not just one person named in this situation, it's two. So my roommate got behind in the rent, and I felt like, okay, as a grown adult, you should, hey, inform me what's going on. Hey, this is what's going on. I need this amount of time. So then, therefore, I will know what to do, because I don't know what to do if you don't tell me. And I can't help but so much if it's too late. And it got to the point where basically nothing was said. And I just felt like I was being used, because I didn't get anything out the deal. That's why I left it. I didn't get anything out of it, because I felt like, okay, my situations, like I said, was my jobs. I was getting fired from them because they was temporary jobs. I tried to get a permanent job so many times, like it didn't work. I don't know what was going on, but hey, I tried. I put in the work like I needed to do, but I just couldn't get nowhere permanent. So I kept trying, and my part that I felt short on was just not having a permanent job. He had a good job where he was paying bills, but I felt like on his behalf, from the outside looking in, from my perspective, he wanted to live another life of beyond his means in my eyes. He wanted to live like, hey, he wanted this picture perfect cookie cutter life that, hey, I got it, I got the money, I work, but I felt like as a grown functioning adult, we got to put our bills first. And if you don't want to put your bills first, live somewhere where you can live frivolously and live the life that you're destined to want to do. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to do that to nobody. If I know I got other means and, I want to move, I'm going to tell you straight up, hey, I want to move in this amount of time, so you can do you, I can do me. Because I believe in karma. I like to put out good energy. I like to put out positive energy. I don't like to sit here and do people dirty, because I feel like if I do you dirty, it's going to come back on me. And my conscience is going to eat me up if I do something wrong to anybody. So I try my best to do good things and put good things out here and do things out the kindness of my heart without even thinking of, hey, I want money back. I want this back. I'm like, no. If I give you what I give you, it is what it is. I did out kind of my heart. If I lose out on something, it is what it is. I can't sweat it, because at the end of the day, when I leave this earth, I can't take whatever I gave you with me. And if it's really bothering me that bad that I got to hound you down about it, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth me going back and forth with you about it, us fighting about it. I learned that lesson when I fought with my friend, God rest her soul, baby daddy, over some money, and that was petty. Like, even though it was my money, but he wanted it as it was his, but it was mine. It was in my name that I got to pay for. And you wanted to fight me over something that's in my name and thought Levante was going to be played with? Nah. Not even. You couldn't even catch me slipping on the wet floor. Like, you gotta come faster than that and harder than that. I'm an Aries at heart. Like, we stay ready. Like, I'm always in that mindset of what somebody gonna do. My head might not be on a swivel because I ain't no owl, but I am looking left and right because I got 4 eyes. But like I said, about that rent situation, I just wish that he would have informed me about what was going on his behalf, so I could be prepared on what to do. And, we can get out this lease, because if he would have told me ahead of time, like when the rent was caught up, I could have canceled the lease and moved myself into a 1-bedroom, because it would have been easier. But now, knowing that we're behind because he wanted to live a different lifestyle, he got to go see Beyonce twice and all of that. I can't, judge that and, be bitter about it, because at the end of the day, people gifted to him, people did what they did for him. Hey, it is what it is. I just hope and wish the best for him, and I hope and wish the best for myself. I just know next time I'm not doing a roommate situation, because that right there really tore me up, because I thought we was friends and going into it with, you know, the best intentions and hoping for the best, knowing that, hey, we're going to separate some part in time that we're being in this household. We were going to separate. But I was thinking that we was going to separate in a positive way. Like, I know it can't always be peachy keen in these roommate situations because I done heard horror stories. And, you know, I know it can go left. But I can't say my situation went in the bad direction. I just wish that I known better. But I know better now not to do it again. Not even. Because I'm just like, I don't want that attachment. Because plus, I like to have my free time to myself. I like to come in the house and nobody in there. Like sometimes, like, I know if you have your own, sometimes you wish that when you open up that door and you just like, shh, silence. You just walk in. But I'm going to get that when it happens. I ain't going to rush it. But I'm going to take my time because I know this time my next place is going to be, I ain't going to say home just yet. Because I want to get me a house. That's going to be my home. My house is going to be my home. But my apartment's going to be long term until I get that home. Because it's going to happen. I just got to push myself. Not too hard. Because I ain't trying to burn out before I turn 50. And also on another note, speaking of rent, why this computer had to go out? Stupid HDMI cord. But and sometimes, speaking of, you know, positivity and negativity, I always used to feel like, okay, what am I, like I said, what am I putting out here? Because I'm trying to put as much positivity out here to get good things happening. Because I'm not trying to say, oh, every time I put something positive out here, I got to get a blessing or something in disguise because I'm doing something positive. But it's just like, did I do something wrong in my past life that I felt? Because in my head, I used to think that, did I do something? Yeah, like I said, did I do something wrong in my past life? Because I'm saying everybody that does wrong get rewarded with things that they can get. But my situation, but I can't think like that. But I can't say it. My brain was just overthinking. It was just telling me like, do I need to do people wrong so therefore I can get good things? But I'm just like, I'm kind of scared to do something wrong because I feel like I'm not going to get the same result. So what happens for them is for them. And I'm going to mind mine because at the end of the day, I only can control what I can reach. So I'm not even going to try it because I just feel like it just me my luck. I might end up with some bad juju on me because I did something out of spite. So I'd rather just let people, karma happen with or without me being there, because either way, what goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. And also, how things are going with me in this move, it's been going good. Me and Teddy and my mama are living comfortably together. Like, it is going good. And I ain't gonna lie. And also, I was thinking, a lot of people been asking me, but I ain't take this as an offer. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. People been asking me to create an OnlyFans, right? I don't know. I ain't going to say I don't know why. I know why. And it's only because of one reason. Because I did porn before in my past life. And I can't say I did it. I learned from it. Would I do it again? Absolutely, positively not. That it is what it is. But to answer the question, should I do OnlyFans? Only way I would do it if my body wasn't known. If there's a way to hide what resembles me. Because people that know me, that have seen me in the nude, in the buff, know my body. So I can't hide this or that. They gonna know either one. But preferably that down there. They gonna know it. So, if I should or shouldn't have started, if I could disguise myself, that's my only answer. If I could disguise myself. And then plus, it would just only be solo stuff. Just me, by myself. Because I just feel like I'm not a sexual deviant. I ain't a sexual person like people think I am. I am a nerd, okay? I read comic books. I read Harry Potter stories. I write novels. I'm working on my 3rd bestseller, okay? So, with that being said, I'm not like other people. I can't. But like I said, that's what the word say, TBD, to be determined. Yeah, to be determined. That's what it is. I'm going to leave that question on that. And also, I just can't believe, I think I told y'all earlier that I've been fired from my job, right? And I jumped the gun. I read wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and just go into it. Like, yeah, I got fired. And I'm glad that I'm not going to disclose what job it was, because it's none of nobody's business and they ain't trying to get sued. Like, this podcast ain't off the ground yet. And I ain't trying to get no lawsuit before I get it there. But I got fired, which is sad, because people be playing games. Like, one thing about it, we can all be grown when it comes to these jobs. Like, I don't understand why people got to play with people's livelihood. Because you put in your time, I put in my time. And we both don't have time to waste. And I feel like when it comes to these supervisor positions, people get beside themselves and think that just because you got this position, you can say what you want to say to people and there be no consequences. When it's always a cause and effect to everything. When there's an A, there's a B. And whatever letter that comes next. So, with that being said, you can't be going around thinking that you this big person. Because at the end of the day, that's just the same way that you got hired for that job, you could get fired too. Nothing is saving you. All that stuff that you doing for the job, thinking, hey, I'm getting these people out of here that ain't doing wrong, that's doing wrong. Okay, you doing all of that. When they go to put you on the chopping block to get fired, all that hard work that you put into that job goes away. It just poof, like it never existed. And you put all that work in, and now you fired. They don't want you. They don't want nothing to do with you. They just want you gone. And now you sitting there crying, thinking about what you're going to do. When all that work that you did was pointless. All you had to do was just go and be like Mariah Carey's out to say it, and just do the bare minimum. Just go to work and do the bare minimum. I'm not saying go to work and be your best, but just do what you need to do to get the job done. You don't got to harass people. You don't got to bombard people with stuff. You don't got to do none of that. Just go at work and do your best and just do the bare minimum. Like, because when you do your best, they're going to be expecting that the whole time. And then when it's time for you to leave, then what? Then what? You got to be thinking 10 steps ahead when it comes to these jobs. Because I don't understand how people keep saying they disguise stuff by going by the book. That ain't going by the book. You just being sneaky. You're going above and beyond. That's what it is. Don't say you going by the book. Going by the book is going above and beyond. And that means that you're doing more than what's expected from you for the job. If they say jump, you saying how high. I'm not jumping. I'm asking you how high, why, where, when, all the other questions. Because I'm not just about to jump, because I got my own mind. Nobody's going to manipulate me, put their hand in my back, and make me a puppet. No way. I'm my own mind. We can both come at this job respectfully and both be adults and handle the situation. We can both talk. There's no way we got to be sneaky, because I'm not a sneaky person when it comes to work. I'm here to do a job and leave. I'm not there to do anything but that. If you want me to do more, pay us more for what you asking us to do. That's why I keep saying everybody needs to know their worth when it comes to these jobs. Like, we need to know that, hey, we are value assets because you need us. You can't run this department by yourself and work the whole department by yourself. But until everybody learn that what their worth is at jobs, we never going to get nowhere. We're going to always be grabbing each other the crabs in the bird mentality the whole entire time. We gonna never get nowhere. But the reason that I got fired from my job was petty to me and unprofessional. I ain't say unprofessional. Yeah, yes it was. It was very unprofessional. But the reason I got fired was for standing up in the camera. Now, if I'm standing up, she saw my torso, yes. But I thought that was enough for them to see that I'm still in the camera. Because I felt like, okay, as long as some body part of mine is in the camera, ain't like you see my genitalia in the camera. All you saw was my chest, stomach, and legs. But you still saw my head a little bit. Like, you still saw my neck and stuff. And my arms. So you still saw majority of me. You might as well say you saw my head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Because that's what they wanted to see. But I'm just like, you saw majority of me in the camera. But she said that it looked like I was on the phone and looked like I was talking to somebody. So I unblurred my camera to show her there's nobody in the room with me. There's nobody. So as I'm proving myself to her, telling her there's nobody here, and also I also informed her, how can I be, because she said that I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, how was I paying attention if I have a 96 on my assessment test? And that came from self-study, not from the assistance of the trainer or the team lead. It came from pure me learning on my own from what I did from previous jobs. I'm smart. A 96, okay? I passed with no help from the trainer. And you gonna fire me because you said that I wasn't paying attention. But clearly, nobody in that training class knew what to do. Even down to the trainers and the team leads. No one knew what to do. All the training was done by ear and by just, hey, they're just playing it by the day. And it's just sad that I got invited also to a virtual fight because the person thought that I was challenging them. And it's the fact, I'm sorry. I don't want people to think that I'm challenging them, but it's just the fact that nobody likes to see a headstrong person that knows their stuff when it comes to jobs. They want to get that person out of here because they feel like that person is too strong. They're going to start negativity. I'm going to say start negativity, but they feel like they're going to start negativity and they're going to start a riot per se because they feel like, hey, this person too strong. They got too many people that can listen to them. They're too influential. And what they do, get that person gone out of there by quickly. And that's me. I'm always feel like people feel like I'm the rebel of the job, but I'm not the rebel. I just like to stand up what I know is right. And the job know what's right. But they apply all the wrong by hiring all the wrong people in those positions. And when you get wrong people in those positions, they abuse the power. And also with that job, what else? Because like I said, I was standing up and they said I was standing up. Trying to think what else. And I always wanted to know, did I get fired because also I did a mock call with one of my coworkers, and she tried to pressure me with more questions after we did our mock call. And to me, after she pressured me with so many questions, my brain was just fried. Like, it's already the end of the shift, and I was ready to go home, and then I have to get up to go to a second job immediately right after. So my brain was already just like, okay, it's overloaded with a lot of questions. The day about to wind down. She asking me more and more questions. The only thing I told her politely was, can we just take a brain break? And she said that she used to train jobs before, like, been in a training spot before. I'm just like, okay, this is not it. We are at the entry level job. You're entry level, I'm entry level. Sit back and relax, okay? And take this entry level money. Why are you trying to go above or beyond? And that's why I say when they come to these jobs, why people going above or beyond? Stay at your level. If you don't own the business, don't act like a boss. If you don't own that business, don't act like a boss. You're just somebody's puppeteer to a puppet master. You're just a puppet. That's it. And I'm not trying to sound conspiracy theorist, but it's all it is from what I see from my point of view. And I know once I get my own business, I wouldn't be treating people like that, because I can't do that to people, because I feel like I don't want nobody coming into work feeling like they got to go above and beyond to get people out of jobs, harass people. I want people to come to work to feel happy. It's already a drag that we're working 8 hours of our day at a job when we should be working less, because we got other things we could be doing with our days and still get the same amount of pay. But don't nobody want to talk about that. They want to worry about people genitalias and who people sleeping with, and they don't care. And who cares? Like, I don't care what the next person is doing, because at the end of the day, they can't help me pay my bills. All that's doing is subtracting from what I'm doing. And I don't want to go too much, because I'm going to say the rest for another day. But there was enough on that job, because I don't want them. And oh, before I even end the podcast, I'm not going to end it yet, because I got to add this to it. Because somebody sent me a text message, right? And it was a good ass text message. And that text message read, hold on, I'm not going to go look for it. But the text message read, hold on, because I'm going to read it verbatim. I hope I got it in this phone. I hope I saved it. Nope, I didn't save it. No. I'm so mad that I didn't save it. Hold on, I think I got it on this computer in my email. Come on, email. Come on, email. Like, I gotta find this, because I want y'all to know exactly how I feel about that. Okay, yep, I got it. Okay. Let me blow this up. Okay, let me blow. I'm mad. Skip. I'm mad I gotta do all of this just to talk about a picture. Okay. Now, I'm going to add the photo to this podcast. Like, cause I gotta crop this out. Cause I gotta put this on my TikTok and stuff. But somebody sent me a text message that said, "That's why your ignorant bitch ass got fired, you dumb hoe." I don't know what to say or how to feel, because at the end of the day, this ignorant bitch ass dumb hoe is on your mind. And this ignorant bitch ass dumb hoe is unemployed. This bitch ass dumb hoe clearly got you bothered. So therefore, my job is done. And I'm fairly happy and can smile with all of my pretty white teeth and my beautiful skin to say, this little boy got you bothered. And whoever it was, keep on. Because all it's going to do is just elevate me and motivate me to do more and to bother you more. Because all of those nasty adjectives is going to be filled with positive words, okay? Because ignorant, smart, bitch is a female dog. Ass is something you sit on. Got fired, clearly, and dumb by far. How? Not any. Okay? Like, ooh, they really was bothered. Like, you bothered me at 11:05 on a Friday night. Like, and I want to know, did my coworker set that up that I was in a group chat with? Like, I got to put it out there because at the end of the day, I don't know who or what or why somebody would do that. Like my phone. Like, say it with your chest. Do it from your real number. Don't do it from a number that can get disconnected. Do it from your real number so I can talk to you. Come on, if you really that bold, come on my podcast and say it with your chest. Don't say it in a fake message. Come on my podcast. We can meet face to face, or we can do one better and we can meet in real person. Whichever one. I don't care, because I ain't scared. Because at the end of the day, there's no fear in my heart. None whatsoever. Okay? I'm going to get on to the next thing. Because I ain't going to keep talking about jobs and all of that. Because I had to talk about that little situation. And also, y'all know how I do the what was topic situation. Now, I always don't talk about negative shows like Zeus Network because those shows be toxic as crap. And I know, Jocelyn show, I don't understand how these girls still on the cabaret after she told them in so many ways they won't gonna be crap. Like, you're not gonna tell me face to face, eye to eye, nose to nose, that we are not the same. I know our tax levels is different, but we still human beings at the end of the day. And you need me to dance for you, right? So you don't look stupid on the stage dancing by yourself. So why are you belittling me? I don't understand. Like, these girls fight each other, but don't fight Jocelyn. And she's the main person that's disrespecting them each and every time. Like, I don't get that. And why y'all doing more fighting than dancing? And Ocean's over there looking like a little boy. Like, her flat chest is flatter than mine. Like, I probably got bigger boobs than her and I don't have none. Like, and I'm not even trying to woman shame or anything. So I don't want nobody trying to say I'm coming for women. But it's just that, come on. Like, girl. Then she got bad for Ricardo. Then speak up for her and say she did this and did that. I'm like, girl, you can't dance. And then y'all be fighting over the most stupidest stuff. Just because somebody don't want to fight, y'all think that they a punk. Like, no. They want to dance. They there for one reason and one reason only. Like, what other reason could they be there for? Like, why do y'all want to go above and beyond what y'all came there for? Y'all just came to dance. In my Players Club's voice. Y'all just came to dance. That's it. Why y'all fighting? And I just don't understand how Ricardo, for him being gay, I know he can't, be super save a woman. But for you being a gay man, I thought he would try to check Jocelyn. And be like, Jocelyn, you're wrong. You shouldn't be coming at these girls like that. Like, because I'll be checking my friend. Like, on and off camera. Because they will be seeing me make a whole lot of faces. Be like, hold on, girl. Hold on. Won't you that's the same person just was at the bottom of the barrel too? And you had to come up? I would have said that. And my friend would have fired me because they would have been looking at me like, why are you saying this in front of everybody? Like, no. I got to because I want them to understand that, hey, you still have a struggle too. Everything can be going in a flash. And Johnson acting like she's selling out stadiums. Girl, you only doing club promotions on little ass stages. Them stages ain't bigger than my desk. Like, so come on now. Like, don't act like that. Like, Egypt should have swung on Jocelyn. I don't promote violence, but Egypt should have swung on Jocelyn because she was already going through something personally. And I felt like, why are you calling her Olga in this moment? And why are you picking? That cocaine got her gone. Like that girl said, Lucci V said, Power Ranger, like, come on, Jocelyn, I'm not trying to say you on them drugs, but allegedly, if you are, like, you letting it get to your brain, like, that ain't right, by far. And Andrea spazzing out like a mental patient, I'm like, girl, stop it. You is not no mental patient. Like, if you was really in a psych ward, you wouldn't even last a day. You acting like that because you're putting on a show for the cameras. That ain't real. You're just acting. You're just acting crazy. Because if you are crazy, you wouldn't announce it. Crazy people don't announce it. Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, all of them didn't announce that they was crazy. They just did what they was going to do. If they was going to murder you, they did it. It won't no talking, especially with Jason and Michael Myers. They ain't talking murder you. They just did it. That was the definition of on site. So, girl, you ain't crazy. Until you on the borderline with them and Jeffrey Dahmer and Hannibal Lecter and all the other crazy people out there, you ain't crazy. You just pretending. That's all it is. It's just an act. And I just felt like Neek, she should have came back. Like, she should have stayed gone. Why you come back? Girl, I wouldn't even cry in Johnson's face because Johnson gonna use that moment as a way to throw a dig back at you for whatever reason. And I'm gonna end my podcast on that note because I did enough of talking about this Ratchet TV. I got other stuff I gotta talk about, but that's gonna be on my next one since I didn't get to everything today because I gotta go. I got places to be, people to see, and things to get to. And with that being said, thank y'all for listening and follow me on my social media outlets. And if you want to be a guest, just hit me up on all my social media platforms and just message me. I will see the message wherever it be, okay? And if you got any topics you want me to talk about, whether it be stupid, crazy, whatever it is, I'll talk about it. I'll leave it anonymous. Just leave me a voicemail at 757-732-6922. And that number is 757-732-6922. And you can leave it whatever you want. And if you want to text me some negative root stuff, text that number. Do it. I want to see it. And that number again, so you can text it again to see if you're going to do some negativity, 757-732-6922.